Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and welcome back to Monster Hunter World. You guys have voted and therefore decided that the next weapon that I'd be doing in-depth coverage on was going to be the Switch Axe, and therefore I present to you my Switch Axe build, the Non-Stop Chop. And you guys are wondering, what the hell, Non-Stop Chop? Yes, indeed. That is the name of the build, and the reasoning behind it is when I played Switch Axe during the beta, I noticed that a lot of monsters were able to kick you off of the amped elemental discharge mount move that you can do with the Switch Axe, and it was very frustrating for me whenever I built up the gauge enough to actually perform that move and then go to do that move, and the monster would just like roar and knock you off, and I was like, dude! Buzzkill. I don't want to have to deal with any of that nonsense. When I start mounting, I don't want to have to stop, okay? And I know there's a lot of innuendo in that particular phrase, but whatever. I don't care. Anyway, moving onwards, let's take a look at the build, and hopefully I'll explain to you guys why I built it this way. I should, however, mention this is the first build that I am presenting to you guys that is going to feature an augmented weapon, but I do feel that the Switch Axe in particular really benefits from the augment that I put on it. So therefore it's like this build can also work if you don't augment the weapon, but it's like it's really going to excel if you do augment the weapon, okay? And you guys will understand why. So let's get to it. First and foremost, which weapon are we using? So right now I'm using the Motor Chopper 2. For starters, I love the name of this weapon, which is friggin' amazing, but then it also has quite a bit of base attack damage coming in at 735. It's got neutral affinity, which is good because, as you guys know, I like my crits, like I always say, so therefore I prefer affinity positive weapons. Like, you can go ahead and you can use the Tyrannus, whatever the frack it is for this particular weapon. It's just, I'm getting bored of everyone and their mother going after the Tyrannus. Like, even the Thud on the Table build, I was just like, oh. So I'm trying to find other weapons that are more interesting. And in this case, it was the Motor Chopper 2 with the sweet attack that it's got. It's also got a little bit of fire damage in there, even though I also use this weapon against fire monsters. I don't really swap the Switch Axe all that much because this build gets quite a bit of benefit from the augmentation, and I don't have materials to just augment everything that I want willy-nilly. But as you guys can see, we do have an augmentation in here, and that is health regen. I think that for my second augment, I'm probably going to go for more base attack, but it's either more base attack or more affinity because, you know, I either want more attack or I want to crit more often. Haven't really made up my mind yet, but definitely health regen is a major boon to this build. And I know at this point you guys are wondering why. Why is health regen so important? So the Switch Axe, because of the fact that you have to constantly be switching between axe mode and sword mode, and then you have your amped states and all this other stuff, there's a little bit of setup before you can do your actual damaging moves with the Switch Axe. So the point of the build is to try and get you to that point and not have to worry about, oh, now I have to heal because I took some damage, or, oh, now the monster is roaring, so I'm staggered here. Oh, you know, the whole point is to keep you chopping non-stop, okay? Which is why the health regen comes in. You're going to be regenning your life quite fast, so long as you are hitting the monster, which, as a matter of fact, I think I killed Kushala the Aura while I was testing this. I didn't even heal once, okay? Because the health regen is enough to lifesteal off of the monster and just not even have to worry about healing. Anyway, moving onwards. The first piece of armor, we got the Basal Helm Beta. So the point of this particular piece of armor is the earplugs, okay? You're going to be wanting to get them earplugs because that's just going to make one hell of a difference. The fact that the monsters can't roar you off, or the fact that you're not going to be affected whenever they start roaring and you can actually position yourself while they're roaring. Trust me, it is so good for a Switch Axe build, at least in my opinion. I just love it. Moving onwards, we got the Dobermail Beta for that sweet, sweet attack boost. You guys know I like Dobermail Beta. It's pretty much a staple in a lot of builds out there, and for good reason. It's a fantastic piece of armor. Then we got the Kaiser Vambrace's Alpha for the weakness exploit. You know, it's pretty much a no-brainer. You always want to have weakness exploit, and therefore, since we can't get it through the Dragon King eye patch because we're wearing Basal Helm, we're getting it off the Kaiser Vambraces. Moving onwards, we got the Basal Coil Beta, which pretty much is going to finish off our earplugs. It's got level 2 earplugs, but then we also have an earplugs jewel that we put in there. So we're going to get tier 5 earplugs. You guys will see once we go to the finalized build. Then we have the Kushala Cruise Beta. Now, this is something that a lot of people are going to be a little bit surprised that I would include in a build of mine. I mean, probably you guys are already surprised with the fact that, whoa, Rurikhan using earplugs? And now Rurikhan using evade extender? What the hell is going on? It's just, look, the mobility on the Switch X, I'm sorry, it's just not there. And I like repositioning myself pretty damn fast, and the sheathing time of the Switch Axe is also considerable. So therefore, getting Evade Extender all the way up until level 3, which we're going to do, is going to increase your survivability tenfold because you're going to be able to dodge much more effectively. But it is also going to increase your mobility tenfold because you're going to be able to position yourself much more effectively without needing to sheath your weapon. Okay, so keep that in mind. Moving onwards, we got the Attack Charm 3, which is a no-brainer. It's going to increase your attack damage. You're going to be dealing a lot of attack damage with this particular weapon, so good times, good times. Now, when it comes to decorations, on the Kushala Cruise beta, we're going to put the Jumping Jewel 2. This is going to give us the maximum level of Evade Extender. Like I said, I think that being able to position yourself with your weapon out is quite an important thing with the Switch Axe, so keep that in mind. Then we got Basil Coil beta. We're going to put the Earplug Jewel in there. Like I mentioned, this is going to max out our earplugs, which is pretty cool. Then on the Kaiser Van Braces Alpha, we have a Medicine Jewel? What? What the hell, Rurikhan? Medicine Jewels? Yes, these will actually increase the effect of health regen on the weapon. So if you don't have the augment, you can put whatever the hell you want here. You can put expert jewels, you can put resistance jewels, whatever you want. But if you do have the augment, I highly recommend the medicine jewels because they're going to increase the recovery of the weapon itself by 30%, so you're going to be healing yourself that much more. It's just going to make it an overall safer build. You have to take less chances, and you're going to be able to just regen like nobody's business, okay? Then on the Dobra Mail beta, we have the Sharp Jewel that I finally got it to drop this weekend, and I've been pretty much including the Sharp Jewel on like all of my sets. So for those of you who don't know what this jewel does, it is the 4-piece Odogaron bonus, which is Protective Polish, which basically means every time you sharpen your weapon, you have a 1-minute period during which your weapon will not lose sharpness. So this is just a really good skill for just about every melee build out there. So naturally, I'm going to include it here. If you don't have this particular, skill, you can put whatever the hell you want in there. You know, you can get yourself some maximum might for an additional bit of affinity. You can get yourself some critical jewel to get yourself a little bit more critical boost. It's completely up to you. Hell, even even enhancement jewels, which will increase the duration of the amped state, are pretty good. So, you know, it's really up to you what you put in here if you don't have a sharp jewel. So there you go. On the Basil Helm beta, we're going to be putting a medicine jewel, another medicine jewel actually. This is going to be our second one. It's going to increase our recovery to 20%. And then the tenderizer jewel to max out our weakness exploit. And then finally on the weapon itself, which has one socket, I'm going to put the final medicine jewel, which is going to give our recovery 30%, which with the health regen, as you guys can probably see from the video that is going on in the background right now, it is quite considerable. With a finalized build, here are the stats that you are looking for. Earplugs level 5, attack boost level 5. If you have more attack jewels and you don't want to do the whole medicine thing all that much, you can replace some of the medicine jewels with attack jewels. Personally, I don't have any attack jewels beyond the one they give you for free, so whatever. Then we got recovery up level 3, which comes from the medicine jewels. Like I said, this is going to increase with the health regen you have on your weapon. It's pretty beast. You got weakness exploit level 3, you got evade extender level 3, and you got protective polish. So this, in my opinion, is a fantastic build for Switch Axe. I wasn't even feeling the Switch Axe before I started tinkering around with the build, giving it the more defensive options with the evade extender and the earplugs, because I was just like, dude, I can't move with this build. I keep getting hit. I'm having all these problems. Then I have to constantly heal. Then the monster takes advantage while I'm healing. Whereas once I put this stuff together with the recovery up, with the health regen, with the earplugs, and the evade extender, it's just my time on target has gone through the goddamn roof. And I just feel so much more comfortable playing Switch Axe now that it's insane. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.